vlog 119, and in this vlog, like always, I'm always trying to stay a little bit on topic. Yesterday I did not. I just went, I think somehow somewhat on one single outcome in the end, that you live a better life. But anyway, who gives a rat's ass about this? I have to stay more on topic so people can focus a little bit more. But you know what? I'm gonna give my 2 cents on a couple of conversations that I had about, or with people, about losing weight, losing their bellies. And yesterday I had again another one, and people ask me about my thoughts and a little bit about advice, but I know from most people it goes one ear in and the other one out. And these people, I know them from the past, so you know, I'm giving them a little bit my time, but that's also pretty much it. I'm not going too deep into details when they ask me what do you think about this and that. I'm gonna give very generic answers because I know some things need way much more context in order to really understand, and especially when people start training and still think that you need to eat proteins and do sit-ups to get rid of a beer belly. But this is the thing, people, it requires way much more than that. You know, it's not only about that you train your belly, but it comes with everything. Discipline, a very structured way of training. That's what I do believe in. Let me also put a little disclaimer over here. I'm not a personal trainer or a nutritionist, but I do believe that there is some logic in doing things on a consistent base until you pinch through the boredom, and that's where actually lies the success in order to get in better shape, faster mindset. But I also do believe that it's in business like this, before you put in the 1,000+ hours, you're not even, you know, competing and or joining the marketplace, you know. So let's stick to the point of losing weight. So in my personal experience and what I'm doing, for people who are watching my vlogs, I'm walking next to the road and I'm trying to avoid people. So what I'm actually doing is every single day I keep to one baseline of a basis thing that I'm executing every day. So what is this? In the meantime, I'm trying to avoid people and cars. Cars because of the sound, people because I don't want people to put them on the camera. So in my case, if you watch my previous vlog, the calisthenics is simply like this. That is actually my daily thing, every single day, non-negotiable. So that is the dips plus knee raise, pull-ups plus knee raise, and a lot of knee raises in between on the parallel bars. If you don't know what I mean, just watch my playlist of calisthenics. The thing is, I have this as something that trains my all over body, everything. So the core, the legs, because I'm doing a lot of straight leg raises in between as well. But you know, in order to stick to one basis set of exercises to do an all over body thing that I would accomplish over the years, I do believe I pretty much succeeded in it. If you don't believe it, then watch again my calisthenics playlist. And the thing is, and that is the same with the 1 minute exercise, the 13-step 1 minute exercise. I presented this in vlog 99. In vlog number 100, I executed from different angles. I do one set of 13 steps in 45 seconds, but that's also because at one point when I was not around calisthenic spots like I'm over here in Sofia, Bulgaria, then I did 100 a day. Just giving you a little bit an idea, you know, when I do something, I do things over the top. And next to that, I also did the runs next to it. The thing is, when you start with something, and this is now I'm getting back to the conversation of yesterday, he asked a lot of questions, but then this normal people thing start dropping in. Then he asked me, what do you think about a dumbbell? Yeah, see, then you already try to start adding things to your exercise routine what doesn't exist yet. I do believe that my 1 minute 13 step exercise set is so beginner friendly. And like I said, if you increase the daily amounts and then it becomes more for advanced people, I do believe this as well, because it does the legs, the core, the shoulders, the arms, the triceps, not so much the biceps, but pretty much everything, so your whole body gets, you know, gets somewhere. And I do believe if you do this on a consistent base, not going down, also not doing too much in the beginning. Like I always tell people, do 5 a day or even 1 a day the first week, and don't go backwards. Just keep it every day. And next to that, it does another thing. I do believe in this as well. It builds a sort of discipline that is in your control. And especially people who work for a boss and or are self-employed, so pretty much stuck in a rat race. Now you can do things that are compounding effects. So what you did yesterday will add up to the things that you do today and for tomorrow. So that's why I also never skip 1 day, because I never gonna get this day back. And for example, yesterday it was my first day that was really in pretty much a lot of pain, so I did not do the calisthenics. So I did actually a 10-kilometer run, let's say, and pretty relaxed. And the thing is, today I went back to do the baseline. So for the next, let's say 14, maybe every 17 days, I'm so much in pain that I cannot do anything. Then I, you know, then I get up and then everything hurts. And then I'm simply doing a run, 10-kilometer run or a 15-kilometer run. It depends. And it depends also on if it's a hangover day, and yesterday it was a hangover day. Sounds like excuses, maybe, but on another way, also my running, I keep track of it. And the thing is, the minimal that I'm always do every month is around 60 kilometers on an average. It's not too crazy, but I do believe that it's, for me, my body, it's good enough for now. I'm gonna increase it, because I'm gonna lower the amount of beer, because I drink every day beer. But I want to, you know, increase the training videos. So I'm gonna drink a little bit less beer, so I'm a little bit more in shape. Because that's another thing. And there are a lot of trainers, or I'm not trying to categorize myself as a trainer. I'm a growth strategist. Just a sec. Fucking cars. But over there's so many people. Just a sec. So for me, training is more also focused on the mental part. You do it every single day, no matter the level of pain. The more pain, the better. Physically, mentally, totally drained out, just freaking do it, and it builds character. And this is necessary when you start getting into business. And that's why I am talking about calisthenics, running the way I am doing. And the thing is, you never hear me talking about taking proteins and creatines, and because that creates some sort of a burst out of maybe progress that is totally not necessary. And I also don't believe that it does anything good for your mental part, because the moment that you are not in a position to take the creatine or the protein on that specific time, and then everything falls away, and then you're back to normal again. And that's simply also another thing when you get in those real fitness people. Yeah, I understand it, but the majority of people who are in the fucking gym, look around you, they're all too chubby. No disrespect to those people, they're probably very happy with their own lives, but we, people like me, and probably you who's watching this, because otherwise you not watch the video until here, people like me and you, we want our brain to be hyperactive. We want to engage more with the world, provide more value, and we're not focused on money. Providing the value will come with money. Never underestimate that value comes first. People who chase money will always be chasing money and will have never enough. Will also never feel fulfilled. Jesus Christ, fucking sound. I also don't know where to record actually. the thing is, so where was I? Yeah, so in order to engage more with the world, with more people, see me, I'm doing this on a very high level. I talk with all kind of people from different levels of society. I have pretty much access to all kind of neighborhoods. I can walk wherever the fuck I want, and you can see that I'm not dressed up in a suit and licking ass to earn money. I also don't talk a lot about money here in my vlogs, because I do believe when you have the best intentions for the people around you, that you have positive energy, which starts from the mindset, and the positive mindset comes from discipline. And that's why I talk in my vlogs the way I do talk, and I don't bullshit. And I also I did live a very colorful life, so when I talk about, you know, let's so called the red flags of people, the character, you know, you simply cannot work with those people because those people are too fucking lazy. And if you get in business with those people, you get fucked in the ass financially, a little bit mentally, because no matter what, people might say sometimes, yeah, Darwin, you sound very cold, but I'm not. I'm putting my heart wherever I think it can go, let's say to some sort of level, the way I want to, and that it's also that I get some sort of response back. And in the past I was never like this. I just went full throttle in. Damn it, those fucking cars. Just a sec, because I'm trying to avoid people and I want to shoot, like yesterday, just one single clip, so it's gonna be like even better, uncut and just very real. So let's get back to those people who asked me about the training thing. So for example, they ask a lot of people, they say, yeah, I want to lose my my beer belly, but you know what, things come never with a single, focused on a single part of the body. Let me give an example so you understand maybe better, right? You also don't put only a bigger engine in a car. It comes with a bigger exhaust. You increase the brakes. So that's why my 1 minute exercise set does pretty much everything. And it's also focused on a lot of legs. You know, legs, when you train your legs a lot, you produce also that extra testosterone to make things grow. What is really true about it, like I said, I'm not a nutritionist, but if you take a good look at my legs, I am exhausting them pretty much every single day, just to get this extra level of insanity on top of everything. Is that true? Maybe it's only mental, but you know what? There are no negative benefits from training your legs. And when you train your legs, you also start burning more fat. And at one point, if you don't have more fat around your legs, then it starts burning around wherever you want to get rid of it. But you have to keep body parts moving, that everything works together. And that's the thing about calisthenics. When you do train your back, you do pull-ups, but you use a lot of other muscles. It's not only about when you go to the gym, damn it, fucking cars. When you go to the gym and you do a little bit of bicep curl, you know, there are other muscles involved, but the main thing is simply the bicep, right? And of course, the real professionals, they know how to balance everything out, so they build an aesthetic fitness physique. But in my case, I am not eating perfect. I am eating pretty clean. I do believe this. I'm eating, let's say, a Bulgarian diet. I talked about it a little bit yesterday. The thing is, god damn it, fucking cars, those are so fucking loud. Anyway, I talked a little bit about my Bulgarian diet. I eat a lot of meat. I eat a lot of Sirenet, the Bulgarian white cheese. I eat a lot of pig meat, tomatoes, salads, and I drink beer. But yeah, and also once in a while I smoke a cigarette, so it's way from perfect. But there's a lot of things that I don't eat. I'm also very careful what kind of salt, and when I use sugar, I look at what kind of sugar I eat. You know, it's not all willy-nilly. And there's so much stuff that I actually also do not eat. It's bread, pastas. I do eat pasta, but that's very rarely. But yeah, so when it's about losing the belly thing, I do believe you need to do something that feels comfortable enough to do it on a single of every day, but also that it feels a little bit uncomfortable enough to build this discipline and the physique that you want. And then along the way, you know, when you have this 1 minute and the 1 minute set routine, in order that you really understand these 13 steps, so you do it in exactly 1 minute, then you start adding stuff. So with one guy, I told him, do now between each set a jump rope session of maybe 1 minute. Start, you know, everything, do it, start slow, not straight away with 15 minutes, because then your calves will be burning like freaking hell, especially when you never did anything. 15 minutes jump rope, you're not going to do it every day. You want to do something every day in order to see results. But not only this, not only see results, also to build more character. And with character comes a lot of benefits. It opened doors. You know, I had a very colorful life. I said this many times before, but you know, because I don't have any bad or negative feelings about the past anymore, and you know, it opened simply a lot of doors for me. I cannot talk too much about those situations because I want to think about how I'm gonna say it, because I also don't want to put people in specific kind of situations, because you know, some people don't like to be talked about. And I also need to discuss some things before I start mentioning situations and people in specific industries and specific neighborhoods where I'm coming. And yeah, so I need to talk about this, and it's a good reminder. But in the end, when it's about getting in shape, you need to follow a structure, relentless, that you do every day. Like I said, it needs to be uncomfortable enough to build the mental thing, and it needs to be comfortable enough that you actually want to do it and actually can do it. And that's why my 13 step 1 minute set, I do believe, is not too easy, but it's also not too difficult, and you can do it butt naked. Why do I say this? So I want to make clear that it doesn't cost you any money, it doesn't cost you any travel time, it doesn't cost you, let's say, quote unquote, the embarrassment when you go to the gym. And because I understand when you go to a new place and you're totally out of shape and totally out of breath from maybe walking one stair, you know, you don't feel comfortable to go to the gym. So that's why do this for 30 days. You can do it in front of the television, you can do it in your quote unquote your business which you bought, so you can self-employ yourself, a slave away. You can do it over there instead of scrolling mindlessly. And by the way, I'm not saying anything in order to disrespect people with any kind of sort of and the way they make a living. No, I'm just saying things that I'm also making somehow somewhat very clear that I know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, I'm active in multiple countries. I had multiple projects, offline projects before my 30s. I started selling door to door when I was 11, cleaning bicycles. You know, I am constantly busy with interaction. And yesterday I told a little bit of story about when I was 6 or 7. I don't remember the exact age. I could have asked my step-parents, but they're all dead. So that's another thing, I cannot ask them. And I'm also not going to ask anybody else because nobody else would know. So this is the thing, I know and I breathe this. You know, I am, you know, obsessed with communicating with people, and that's why I'm sharing my experience. So you, as a hyperactive person or a future hyperactive person, doesn't fall into all those pitfalls, because with energy comes a lot of opposites, which means the negative and the positive people will be more attracted to you, because you becoming a point of interest, a person who creates the opportunities, and that comes with, yeah, the black and the white. And you know, I'm doing this for a long time. I'm 46, and everything that I did in the past and now is pretty much all over the top. But the last time that I pretty much lost everything, when I was 41, now I build everything such a solid basis and very structured, that so nobody can actually knock it over or take it away and or interfere financially. Nothing can be actually destroyed. Of course there are governmental things and all the kind of things that are way above those, but we're not getting into this because I'm not trying to tease any people or try to step on people's toes. I'm just trying to help people by sharing those experiences, and then you can start using my structures, my working structures, which I'm giving away for free. Like always, you know, I'm always saying and giving them away for free. Maybe once you have things working, you know, you make a couple of, I don't know what, an extra couple of dollars per day, you increase and then you start automate. I give away the automation parts which you can actually activate for free on make.com. So I'm gonna give people all the stuff, the information to get started, and along the way you get healthy. You know, you start thinking faster because you do every single day the 1-minute exercise set. And I also give away the training sheet so you can start tracking your weight, and you check box every day when you did, for example, the 5 per day. You made an agreement with yourself, 5 per day, 5 sets, and then maybe after the set day 7 you do 10 a day or 6 a day. That is, you have to decide this for yourself, but first you need to test it and look at the video and just try it, and you will see it's not so difficult, but it does the job once you get better at it. And this is another thing, when some people say, yeah, that looks very boring at one point if you do 1,000 in a week or 1,000 per month. Yeah, but you know what, and this is the same thing with doing business. You do things over and over, and then you're getting into the details. You start seeing angles and corners that you would never see. You're unable to see because you don't have the experience. You never did it, and that's why I'm also saying always never automate before you actually did it many times manually, so you know what's going on in the process before you start passing out thousands and thousands and thousands of links. Because with my scenarios that I'm giving away for free, and update, by the way, every single 2 weeks, because I'm building them out for the public, and the ones for the public and the ones for myself I'm also going to give them away. And you know, when I get paid, when you simply need a little bit guidance on it or to set up, you know, that is simply an hour work. But you know, you can Google a lot. I use Google Gemini, Google's Gemini Advanced to if I need technical help with, for example, also the hosting and or the Google Sheet thing questions. And well, because the Google Sheets you can all create some what are those things, those Google Sheets formulas, the same as those, I don't know, there's Microsoft has also a similar thing, I don't even know the name. So I'm using Gemini Advanced for this, for all kind of questions that you could ask any kind of human being. Even when it's about the hosting thing, I talked with a lot of idiots, and then in the end I figured it out with Gemini Advanced, and it saved me a lot of time. I'm looking at the time, to turn the camera to see how long am I speaking, because I want to keep it under the 30 minutes per vlog, and I try to stay on topic. But so the reason that I went a little bit more off track, sorry, I do those things, but everything makes sense. All things come together. Like I said, you start doing things disciplined, structured. Not one day you go to the gym, a little bit bicep, one day you do pull-ups. Yeah, you might be in some kind of, and that you look for what is fitting you best, but I do believe the 1 minute set fits everybody, and then from there you simply build out, and you know, you add things like jump rope just to keep the blood flowing. And not only this, also keep in mind the whole body needs to adapt. And your joints, your alignments, I don't know how you call those, the muscles, everything needs to start to work together, so you're also more in control of your body, you know. And that's why I love calisthenics. But also with calisthenics, you know, I'm not gonna bulk up, you know, because hey, I'm 174, you know, I don't want to look like a little little thing, a ball of twigs that rolls around in the desert. You know, I need to look a little bit taller than I actually am, because if I, you know, create those testosterone shoulders, no, that would look ridiculous on me. I'm very aware of the reality, and when it comes to reality, when you build discipline, you will also build a discipline to open your eyes, to see actually the crowd that you're hanging around with. You know, it comes with so many benefits. There are no negative side effects about it. What else can I say? Because we're entering probably the 30 minutes at the moment. I'm trying to keep on topic, and I think the 30 minutes, and I talk now a little bit about my vlogging journey. I started 118 vlogs ago, or this is already vlog 119. I don't know. I think it's 119. So 119 vlogs ago, you know, I started really bursting out from topic to topic, but somehow I try to stay around one single outcome, which is in this vlog more disciplined and do exercises that are or can be done on a daily basis, and like this you build the discipline and the character. There is no negative side effects on what I'm actually saying. And many times I'm also thinking about my words. I'm thinking many times about my words, what can I've done better. But the thing is, I could sit in a suit, put a diploma on the wall. I'm a psychiatrist, and I will tell you how to be well, what they talk about, stoic. And then in the meantime I swallow all kind of fucking pills just to stay calm, and that is all fake. You know, that's why I'm also not sitting next to pools and all that kind of stuff. That is all temporarily nice looking things. Yeah, maybe I will get more views when I sit in the pool drinking cocktails and sit with all kind of people that are actually temporarily for fast gains. By the way, I have a very nice 100% circle, and when it's about 100% circle, those are the people who run the extra 100,000 miles, and we have pretty much the same attitude, which means discipline, 100% straightforward towards each other, never holding back, never sneering comments. So just to let you know also, but there are a lot of people from my circle, they don't want to be on camera, not for weird reasons, simply because they don't see the purpose of it. They understand what I want with this thing, but yeah, that's a little bit about my vlogging journey. But next to that, yeah, just start doing something on a regular basis, and it's not that all of a sudden when you start to lose that you want to lose belly fat, that you only do sit-ups, crunches, all kind of crisscross thing. I never did the past 10 years I did not one single sit-up. And the thing is, you can see my abs, despite the fact that I'm drinking beer. Now I'm gonna really pretty much narrow down on my beer drinking from 3 liters maybe to 1 liter a day, and then I'm gonna get way much more ripped than I am now. But yeah, and that's simply what I'm doing for educational purposes. Like I said, I'm 46. And I need to stand out a little bit between all those testosterone people, right? Because I have to be very honest, a lot of people, and this is another thing, had to do everything perfect for every 2 hours eat, or only this and this. Fuck that shit. We're living a life. And next to that, again, when you go into business and you go a little bit outside the normality, you cannot eat every 2 hours, especially when you start building a business. And that's why you build first character, resilience between the mind. And the thing is, when you eat the way I eat, you know, I can, you know, if I cannot eat, you know, I had periods in my life, there were times that I couldn't eat for 4 days, you know, I've lost a couple of times everything. So the thing is, we just go through it, and that is a mental, you know, I'm very focused on mental harder and harder. But yeah, that's also something that happens already from the past. But yeah, that is me. But that is with everything like this, right? On what you see on YouTube, if you get a, let's say, a 10% or a smaller percentage from those people, their lifestyle, their character, you know, you do already better what you probably do now. And if you are a multi-millionaire or a multi-billionaire and you bump into my videos, maybe you would say, Ah, yeah, there he has some points. Anyway, besides that, if you didn't follow me yet, follow me. And when you're busy with following me, just hit the notification bell, or some other thing like sharing or commenting, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I'm not asking, just I'm begging. No, at the moment I got 406 subscribers. Okay, I need to stop talking because I do have other topics in my mind. When it's about losing the belly fat, just start doing the 1 minute set. Is it all about the 1 minute set? I do believe that it's a very good exercise set for people who want to begin. For also, when you don't have the time, you travel a lot, you mess around your own business thing, you know, you on the office playing around with your phone. You can do it everywhere. You can do it butt naked. You don't need anything, you don't need anyone, you don't need a personal trainer who keeps you fat, you know, filling you up with all kind of proteins. No, this is your choice, you control it, and that's what it's all about. My vlogs is about creating freedom for you. Now, yeah, and I already got the freedom, so, but for you, for yourself, and for the people around you. So don't forget this, you selfish fuck. Yeah. Anyway, ciao for now.